Good morning, friends. Welcome to Chicago Bears Podcast. We got a few great things to break down for you today. Let's get it, baby. Good morning, my friends. On this Tuesday, we are going to jump into real quick some news. There's been a lot this week after the firing of Matt Eberflus, former head coach of the Chicago Bears. He is gone. That was hell, my friends, dealing with him. 6 losses in a row. Losses, I've been through 5 losses in a row with Matt Nagy. We went on this losing streak. We've seen losses in a row with Mark Trestman, John Fox. We've seen it all. But this man, to lose as many games as he did, with a majority of them, 4 out of those 6, having a 95% chance of victory in your hands. To lose those games, you're almost trying to lose. You're trying to just, or it just shows how in over his head he was and how poor Ryan Poles' decision was to keep this man for the second year with a rookie quarterback. I get it, this is the NFL. 2 years sometimes isn't enough for the Bears. And for most, you see some NFL coaches, they fire after a year if it's such a disaster. But no, a guy that's never been a head coach in his life, who I never even heard of this man's name, Matt Eberflus, before he came here. Never heard of him. Maybe that makes me not so smart. Never heard of this man. All of a sudden, they signed him to a 5-year deal, maybe 4, 5. Huge contract from what I'm hearing. $12 million, or he's getting $12 million even though he's gone. This guy, don't worry about him. He's getting paid, friends. He's not going to starve. He's loaded. So we got rid of him. He is officially announced the other day the worst, by the numbers, coach in NFL history. Worst. 2.208 win percentage with a minimum of 20 games. The worst in history. Really, it just says a lot. So we're going to go from that. Eberflus basically indirectly blamed Caleb Williams. He didn't take no accountability his last few days. He said, yep, he should have called the time. He didn't say it literally. Caleb should have called the timeout. He said it with a roundabout, with the way he dances around. He didn't say, that falls on me. I'm the head coach. He said at the end, after this loss, if you saw it, we like the way it turned out. Or not the way it turned out. We like the way the play calling we were doing. We like that direction. We like what we chose. Really? That cost him his job. That was the cherry on the cake. No accountability. He might have said it 2 or 3 times. It falls on me. It falls on me. Just because it was in the media. This coach was all about no accountability for himself. Maybe accountability to others, but not him. Hypocrisy. So that's him. He was a monster disaster, guys. So now we have Thomas Brown, who was just a few weeks ago the offensive coordinator, because we had to fire the offensive coordinator a month ago. So you think about this. When you have an organization that's firing the guys at the top, boom, boom, see you later. Last year, 2 picks, Matt Eberflus bring in 2 men. 2 of those men were fired for human resource related issues. One of which I will not get into on this channel. Look it up yourselves. One of which, gentlemen, was very naughty. Naughty boy he was. So, accusations. No one's been convicted of anything, but bad stuff. Gone. Fired. So, he was terminated for a reason. That was bad enough. So, we see what Thomas Brown does. He's still new. I like what I've seen. I like the way he talks. I like what I've seen against those 3 wins, or 3 games against our division opponents, that we 3 kicks. Green Bay, blocked the kick. Minnesota, kick in overtime. Detroit, didn't kick, let the time run down, and then had chosen the 2-point conversion instead of a kick. Earlier in the game, he chose to go for 2. It was unsuccessful. So You ended up with a score towards the end of the fourth quarter with 20 instead of 21 to 23. 21-23. One kick, 3 points, 24-23. Game's over. Chicago Bears win. Another one left on the table. At least kick the ball. You get your quarterback. He's sacked. Your quarterback sacked because the O-line is garbage. So Detroit, don't take anything away from my friends. We are so hard on Caleb. He's the only guy, him and the team. I mean, this was a team thing. Jaylon Johnson, we'll get to him. Woo! They all put in the effort. The players were playing against their own head coach, the refs, and the team. And they still hung in there. So there's a silver lining in there that through much obstacles, these men, I mean, guys, the way they were playing against Arizona did they score, how many points did they score in the Arizona game? 6? How many points did we score against that New England game? 3? And then, just the Commanders game. That's another one. We were winning. But no. We had a guy off in the stands talking garbage to the fans. Tyreek Stevenson. What happened? We know how that went down. Awful. 4 losses it was ours. It was ours. Especially that Commanders game. We were winning with no time on the clock. Hail Mary, ridiculous. Only Chicago Bears. So it says a lot about leadership right now. I predict that next season should look better. But let's calm down, guys. Because Eberflus is gone. We got rid of Matt Nagy. And what do we have now? We're dealing with this train wreck of a disaster. We thought, oh, Matt Nagy's gone. Ooh, new guy in. Ryan Poles, Matt. Another Ryan and Matt. If they choose another Ryan and Matt, I swear to God, this is the second time. We went from Ryan Pace, Matt Nagy, to Ryan Poles, Matt Eberflus. Weird and worse. Ryan Poles, I'm not a big fan of anymore. He's done some good things because sometimes when you're in that position, good things can just happen for you because of your position. I'm not giving him too much credit because he failed on the O-line. He failed on getting a competent head coaching staff for your number 1 draft pick. Friends, if you know the value of a number 1 draft pick, when you get that pick and you choose that quarterback, that's your baby. You've invested money, time, your pick. That's your future. And Caleb will be the future. If, keyword, we take care of that man. If we do, we got this. So, Jaylon Johnson went off on Matt Eberflus in the locker room. Went off. Use your imagination. Literally. Just throw whatever words you can think of. That's what happened. Whatever crazy words you can think of, that's what happened in the locker room. Bananas. Eberflus had to be told to leave the locker room. I can imagine big, strong men, angry, lost, 6 times in a row over baloney reasons. It was ugly. And Jaylon Johnson spoke his mind. Hero, Jaylon Johnson. I had to give some time to think about this. I thought about this well. You're a hero. If you hear me out there, you're a hero, Jaylon Johnson, for speaking up. After so many losses, we're human beings, and I did say that a few weeks. These players do not want to keep losing like this. They do not. Who does? This is bad for the team, bad for the city. This guy's gone, but we've heard promises. We had Kevin Warren, the president of the Chicago Bears, and Ryan Poles up at the podium yesterday, and I'm going to sum it up for you. It was a lot of yada, 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 yada. We're going to go into the future. New stadium, yada, yada, yada. The Chicago fans deserve better, yada, 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 yada. We are going to head into the future. And, what was a few months ago? We're going to take the NFC North and never give it back. Goodbye. Come on. Slow down. Show me. I saw a comment by a 65-year-old man who said, you know what? I lost all faith. I've lost all faith. Show me 2 seasons in a row that you're winning. 2 seasons in a row of 2 good seasons. I mean, Super Bowl. Get to the playoffs. Or almost get to the playoffs a couple years in a row. Make it interesting for us. For a couple years in a row. Not one. 1 year where we're depending on other teams to lose to win the game. We need other teams, forgive me, we need other teams, that team to lose, and that team to win, and that team to lose, and that team to win, just to fall into the playoffs. We don't deserve to be there. If we need 6 factors to slide us, and then this, remember this, guys? Oh, today there's a 65% chance the Bears are going to make it in, depending on what happens over here and there. And then there's a 22% chance that the Bears get in the playoffs. Depends on what's happening over here and over there. No. I hate those years. I've been there. I've been there so many times. So many times where I'm like, watching all these games, okay, rooting for this guy. It used to be fun. It used to be fun for years when you felt like that's the way it is for many teams. This is just the way it is in the NFL. No, it's not. It's always the same story for the Chicago Bears. And we need to set ourselves a higher standards. And pretty soon, we're going to stop buying these tickets until we get some real results. Because we're already out of the playoffs. Do you think Detroit is coming here? That was a tight game last time. I believe they're going to come and beat the brakes off of us. Not because we're a bad team. I believe they're going to clean up their mistakes. And Detroit is going to come here with serious intent to not make it a clinching game. They're going to come hard. Are we going to answer with the same? You never know. We'll see what happens. We'll see. I hope for the best. I want to win. I want to win these next 5 games. I do. We're going to San Francisco. So new rules. Under Matt Eberflus, road games, forget about it. He had the worst record in the league by far. By far. I mean, by years. No one's been this worse to lose every single road game. We're not counting London. It's an even playing game. Both teams are in foreign territory. So if you want to call that a road game, call it a road game. He's lost every single Sunday game in the United States on the road. Every single one. So I think not since his first year. He hasn't won a road game in it was 2 years. Excuse me. So, Matt Eberflus. Jaylon Johnson went crazy. Kevin Warren, yada, yada, yada. Ryan Poles, yada, yada, yada. Really, it was a long 1 hour and a half, 2 hours speech about what they're going to promise to do for us. I just hear word salad. Show me in the games. And then I'll pay attention to what you're saying in the CEO meeting. We also need a DC. Matt Eberflus gone. Who's your defensive coordinator? He's gone. No Eberflus, no defensive coordinator. He's gone. Offensive coordinator will be Thomas Brown. He's now interim head coach. So now he's the head coach for now. This is somewhat of an audition for him. But according to Kevin Warren, they will be keeping their options open and looking for the best head coach for these fans. We'll see what happens. We'll go from there. We never know. Caleb Williams is setting records, guys. He's setting Bears rookie franchise records. He's cleaning house with those. And he has more 300-yard games than Justin Fields. Justin Fields, in 3.5 seasons, has less 300-yard games than Caleb Williams, who has only played 12 games. That's exciting. We love Justin Fields. But he had trouble racking up yards. And this man, Caleb Williams, in 12 games, has more 300-yard games than our last quarterback. That's great news. We're not going to beat up poor Justin. We love Justin, and we wish him nothing but the best. He's going to be elite one day. He's not there yet. Not yet. He will be. He will be, friends. I got people out there saying he's elite. He's elite. If he was elite, he'd be the starter now. If he was elite over Russell Wilson is elite. That's why he's a starter. Sorry. If he was elite, Kirk Cousins wouldn't have gone to Atlanta. They would have got Justin Fields and taken him over there. If he was elite and really putting him up, they would have traded that number 1 pick for a haul and kept Justin Fields. Now, I think he's great. And presently, I think he has more awareness, more, just football reactionary time than Caleb. But Caleb's a rookie under the worst conditions. Caleb and Justin, I feel like Justin wants to go to Caleb's and give him a big hug and just say, hey, bro, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. I was sabotaged too. Justin Fields was sabotaged under Matt Eberflus and Matt Nagy. The Bears did Justin Fields wrong. So bad. So that's that. I don't want to get worked up over that, but that was, oof, terrible what they did to my boy. I'll always love Justin for the rest, and I always wish him the best for the Steelers. Low-key, you know what? Steelers and Ravens are my subcategory teams. When you have teams losing, like your Bears, losing, you got to look to something. You got to look to something to root for to win. And mine is the Ravens and the Steelers. I love them both. But we'll see what happens in the year. Caleb can definitely be the Peyton Manning, I believe, for this team, if the Bears don't screw it up. He definitely can do it. So we'll see what we do. And I'm done. That's all the notes I got. You know what? If anything cooks up, I may leave something short, and I'm going to drop something soon. 49ers, Bears in San Francisco, away game. Different look for me because Matt Eberflus isn't on the team. Different head coach makes a huge difference. The team loves this guy. The city loves this guy. The fans are liking this guy. I love his presence. The way he talks, the way he just up in the podium just commands. He's just got that presence. He's got a lot of Mike Tomlin in him. He's got that Mike Tomlin, this Mike Tomlin vibe. Not in him, vibe. It's just, that's what it is. He's got this presence that I'm like, okay, he's gaining the respect of this team. And I like it. I love it. Guys, you guys have a wonderful day. Much love to you. Happy Tuesday. You enjoy your rest of the day. And Victor will keep you posted on anything new that drops through the week. Have a great one. Bye-bye.